The Woodland Ferry is a cable-run boat located on the Nanticoke River in Sussex County, Delaware. It is owned and operated through the Delaware Department of Transportation, also commonly referred to as DelDOT, and is captained by a Donald Deputy. Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Woodland Ferry transports vehicles between the towns of Seaford and Laurel. In fact, from Seaford, the closest bridge that crosses the Nanticoke River is 10 miles away in Sharptown, Maryland. So the Woodland Ferry is quite convenient for travelers crossing through western Delaware. And besides the practical benefits of the Woodland Ferry, it is also historically significant to Sussex County as well.
Ferry's been here for over 200 years. It goes back to the days of Paddy Cannon when it was called Cannon's Ferry at the time. There's a lot of history here. It's over 200 years of crossing the Nanticoke River, and the first ferries were pulled by hand across, and it was horse and buggy days where you just carried one horse and buggy and pulled it across.
Established in 1740, the Woodland Ferry, formerly known as Cannon's Ferry, was owned and operated by James Cannon. For a fee, he would transport carriages and wagons across the Nanticoke River. Preceding James Cannon's death, his family continued to operate the ferry. But this came to a halt in 1883 when the legislature authorized the county government to maintain a free ferry transportation service at the location of Cannon's Ferry, which was then renamed the Woodland Ferry. And in 1935, DelDOT became responsible for operating and maintaining the ferry. Today, the Woodland Ferry continues to transport vehicles free of charge and shares the name of a Delaware state representative from Seaford, Tina Fallon. The construction of this ferry was completed and given its name in 2007.
We can take up to 6 vehicles, and they're all lining up here and waiting and so on. So we'll put 3 on one lane, 3 on the other lane, and oftentimes we put the heavier vehicles on the right side. Like if there's 2 trucks and the rest are all little cars, we'll put the 2 trucks on the right hand side because the pilot house and the superstructure of the the cabin and the pilot house and all that counts for a little bit of weight. So we kind of like to balance that out with a little bit heavier. If anything's a little heavier, we'll put it on the right lane. But generally speaking, we load them and then we chock the front wheels. The gates are closed and locked and secured, and we start off across the river.
Throughout the 5-minute boat ride, thruster tubes on each side of the Woodland Ferry propel it, and a cable is raised to water level. Its purpose is to prevent the Woodland Ferry from being swept away in the current, and when the ferry is not in use, the cable rests on the floor of the Nanticoke River. Although some may argue that a bridge should be built in lieu of the Woodland Ferry, there are locals who think otherwise. In fact, the Woodland Ferry is held in high regard by many.
It's a piece of history that, it's very unique. Means a lot to me. Generations of people have ridden the ferry, and that just leaves a lot of stories over generations.
And there's even a Woodland Ferry Association who is passionate about the preservation of the boat's permanent residency on the Nanticoke River. And according to DelDOT, there are no plans to build a bridge anytime soon. Their reasoning is related to high cost, the environmental impact, and the low traffic that passes through the area. So from its fascinating history to its cultural significance to Sussex County, the Woodland Ferry is here to stay.